This is Brian Carlton for ABN Newswire. I'm at the final Symposium Resources Roadshow for calendar year 2010 from Westpac headquarters in Sydney, where companies operating in the resources sector take the opportunity to speak with some passion to potential investors and take questions from the floor. Australian Bauxite Limited, ASX code ABZ, now holds the bulk of the Eastern Australian Bauxite Province, with 32 tenements in Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria and Tasmania, covering more than 7,500 square kilometres, all 100% owned, and are expected to yield more than 200 million tonnes of bauxite. Its Managing Director, Ian Levy, is with me now, and every time we catch up, the news just gets better. How are you going? Welcome to ABN Newswire again.
Yeah, well, I'm going very well, and I hope our shareholders are going pretty well as well.
Well, by the sounds of things, they're doing pretty good. Now, I want to talk to you about last week's market release regarding a doubling of your Taralga resource in just a sec, but let's put it into context. The Eastern Australian Bauxite Province is one of the more stunning, fairly recent ore discoveries on this side of the continent, the eastern side. Why is it so special?
It's special because nobody thought it would be there, and it's been quite a stunning success for us all year. We started off hoping to find one or two projects. We've probably got 6 pretty exciting developments and more to come in 2011.
Now, you've identified around 200 million tonnes already.
That's our target.
Target?
That's our target.
Okay.
And we'll stick by that. I think we will be very comfortable with that.
Some of the grades are very impressive too, aren't they?
Yes, they are. They are starting to impress potential customers, and the potential customers are keen to talk to us about them.
And you've got some direct shipping ore capacity there too, which is always nice.
It's always nice to get early cash flow in a project, and to be able to simply ship it directly as it is, without any processing, will certainly get our company off to a good start.
Judging by your share price in the past 12 months, now it's gone up 330% in 12 months.
Been amazing, hasn't it?
Staggering.
Staggering.
That's obviously a massive vote of confidence in the board and your geology and where you're driving the company.
Yes, exactly. The board are absolutely delighted with the exploration team and the enthusiasm and the success rate. And the exploration team assure us that they've only just started. Which
is astonishing. Now, let's just do a quick overview of the project state by state if we can before we go back to Taralga. Yeah. Starting at the top, I guess, Queensland.
Queensland. Very exciting opportunity. We've got a very northern discovery that's inland of Bundaberg, and it's on a railway line leading directly to Gladstone, which is one of the world's aluminium hubs. Yep. It's got aluminium smelters, it's got alumina refineries, and they could possibly take half of our product out of that area. So the Binjor project we're drilling right at this moment, and we're pretty excited that we continually hit pretty good quality bauxite.
Ballpark time frame for production?
Good point. We're still at the discovery stage, and a lot of people, particularly the rail people, are saying, when's it going to happen? And I feel like saying, well, you work out in theory when it should happen and double the time span, because in Australia, politics and everything has to be accommodated. But we're still talking about possibly 2 years away, and possibly 3, but we'll certainly be accelerating that one.
Okay, let's skip New South Wales for a second. I want to come back there. Victoria?
Yeah. Victoria is a high quality marginal feed into an existing operation, so it'll probably sit there quietly for a while. Tasmania, very exciting upside.
You've managed to complete your first pass drilling of all the projects you're concentrating on at the moment, slated for this calendar year, 6 months ahead of schedule.
Yep.
How do you manage that kind of effort?
Basically, it's 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So flat out hard work.
Flat out hard work.
Yep.
You've got to do it without lowering any technical standards, and the exploration team have done just that.
Now, I know you work to you choose your sites to a set of criteria. Obviously include how much ore is present there and how easily accessible, how economic it is, but there are other factors as well.
Absolutely.
You're very keen to work with the land, with stakeholders, landowners.
Correct. Correct. The key was to, we discovered 80 deposits before we put the company together. We only kept 30 odd. The other 50 that we didn't keep are a bit like the fish that John West rejects.
Yes.
They were unsuitable for early development. So we've only kept those projects that are in socio-environmental settings that are positive. Our relationship with the landowners has just been absolutely humbling and very, very positive for the company. We've had a 96 to 99% 100% success rate with all landowners.
That's amazing.
And quite a few of them have become shareholders. They're very supportive.
Even better. Now, let's get to the big one. Early this month you announced to the market a resources upgrade for the Taralga project, which is near Goulburn in southern highlands of New South Wales. A doubling, in fact.
Yep.
From what to what?
Well, it went from about 6 million tonnes to 12 million tonnes. Once we get to 20 million tonnes, we'll start to become a very serious project. We can't give an exact deadline on that, but I don't think it's going to be a major problem. We've only drilled about 10% of what we know is there, and we've got 12 million tonnes, so we think we can pass the 20 million tonne hurdle pretty quickly. I've
seen that look in your eye before. Yeah. It was about 12 months ago, and everything started going ballistic in the interim. Now you've got some quality there too, the potential DSO as well?
Yes, we've been able to identify potential direct shipping ore, which we call DSO, and that's for early cash flow to fund the project.
Now you've again nailed the export infrastructure issue, very near to, well, how far away are you from that rail line that goes straight to Port Kembla?
Oh, we're within 10 kilometres.
10 kilometres, massive distance.
Right, yeah, that's
kidding,
right.
Of course.
It's very good. So we were very lucky there, but that goes down to the original area selection, which our Chief Geologist, Jacob Rebeck, paid a lot of attention to.
It's very important, isn't it? I mean, ultimately, in terms of keeping your costs low, those sort of things are very crucial to your operation. Yeah, absolutely. While the drilling's ongoing, you're in talks with potential partners already, offtake customers. Where are you focusing there?
Well, we're testing the market. We didn't anticipate to be
toe in the water.
Toe in the water, just to see what the responses are, and so far there's a range of possibilities. We won't do anything without consulting our shareholders and trying to do whatever is best for our shareholders.
Sounds like you've done a pretty good job so far this year. Now, exploring and finding a huge new resource must be a massively exciting thing, just at a personal level for geologists and economists or those sort of people that you've got working in your company. But it is actually the mining and exporting that'll ultimately be your bread and butter.
That's right.
When do you expect? I know we've touched on this briefly already, but when do you expect the first ore exports, and from which project?
At the moment, it looks like Taralga being the easiest and lowest risk to get going. Binjor would probably take 6 months to a year longer. With all the adrenaline that's going through us right now, we could be guilty of over-exuberance, so we need to step back and take a rational decision, and our anticipation is that we'll make that decision mid-next year.
Okay, and you're very confident about the bauxite market, obviously, with China still pulling 8, 10, 11% growth.
Yeah, it appears to be hitting its maximum growth rate right now. Each year they announce a new record for the amount of bauxite they import, so I don't think that's going to change over the next 5 or 6 years.
Ian Levy, Managing Director of Australian Bauxite Limited. Great to see you again. Have a happy new year.
Oh, happy new year to you too.
This is Brian Carlton for ABN Newswire.